Let's study a half-century-year-old male. Well, first off, you're going to notice that this particular subject that's a half century old looks tremendously better than any previous subject that you've studied. I mean, it should be a crime to look as youthful as this subject we're staring at right now. Think about it. I'm a half century old, and I've had a hard life, believe me. When I was younger, I was a straight alcoholic. I drank every day, probably about 10, 12 years in a row. Think about that. Let that sink in every day. I drank. I was an alcoholic. One of the worst ones ever. And yet, I don't look it. Could it be because I haven't drank since I was about 35, maybe? That could be it. Or could it be that I'm immortal? Or could it be that all of the above? Or could it be that I'm God? Look at the jawline. What a strong jawline. High cheekbones. Gorgeous, gorgeous eyes. Gorgeous eyes. I'm a good driver. I'm a good driver. Dustin Hoffman, Rain Man. Dad lets me drive all the day. I'm a good driver. I can do that part. I can do that part. You know, I'm going to get into acting mode because I can do any role. I'll tell you what, Jake Gyllenhaal should have had a motherfucking Oscar. You're not going to find a better performance in any movie ever than Jake Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler. Played Lou Bloom perfectly. You're not going to find a better actor. That was a perfect portrayal of a weirdo. And he played it perfectly. Even Joe Loder had a good part. Joe Loder was believable.